Hi guys, welcome to our sweet life. I'm House.
I'm Ashlee.
And today
Today?
I'm so excited.
Are you?
Yeah.
We've just gone on a very exciting trip, guys.
I mean, it wasn't the trip that I would have taken you on, but you know what? It was a good time.
We went to Slovenia.
To Slovenia.
To Slovenia.
I took her to Slovenia.
Yes, Helena's home country.
Yeah.
Half Slav.
Half a Slav.
It's crazy because I feel like since I've known you, you were just like educating me on Slav. So to like see it live in action.
I feel like we're shouting.
Are we?
Getting gassed. Yeah. I mean, we were shouting a lot. Theme of the trip.
When we were on the trip, we got
shushed. Yeah, so Slav, it's been a minute in the making to bring you to Slav because you've wanted to experience it in all its glory, and I think you did.
I loved it. I can't even lie. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would because like I'm not massive like. When I go to Europe, I tend to go to like very beachy places. Do you know what I mean? So it was very different to like what I'm normally like experiencing. But I will say that it was a very good time.
Yeah. So we went to Slovenia on a work trip for like 6 days, was it?
Yeah,
6 days. But it wasn't what I would have brought you to because it was just very like stuck in one place. So usually we went around, went to the coast, went to the mountains, like seen a bit of everything. We were kind of like in one place, which like, you know, fine. It was what it was.
We stayed at Lake Bled. Which is
Lake
stunning.
Bled.
Is it Bleed?
Bled.
The Bleed?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bled.
It's stunning.
Yeah.
Like it is a gorgeous place to have stayed. And like I think like in terms of like scenery and like content, obviously we went for a brand to like get some content for them. This will drop probably around the same time as the content actually.
Yeah, let's go
so you'll see. Go like I think that it's a gorgeous place to stay and like for content it was perfect.
And there's just a lot to it. Like you've got the mountains, you've got the lakes, you've got the beach, you've got the sun when it's sunny in the summer, then you've got skiing. Like there's a lot to do. So firstly, let's just take it back because I've got some Slovenian traits for you.
You got some traits for me.
Yes.
And guys, I'm really sorry. Like if anybody is Slovenian listening to this and we keep doing this like
I'm
accent.
allowed.
She's kind of allowed. I'm not really. But
Yeah.
it's just a thing we picked up on the trip.
Okay, so it's half eaten, but that's okay.
Okay.
It's all I have because the other snacks got left on the plane.
Oh, yeah. So we brought snacks back for this, guys, to show you. And they got left on the plane.
Yeah, so the creme schnitzer, which would have been stale by now anyway,
I don't like cream schnitz anyway.
was stale. We've got the Milka chocolate.
Wait, is that even Slovenian?
Well, it's a big pillar of my childhood.
Okay, fine.
Because I used to have it. I used to bring it back for my friends. This is the noisette. Did you try?
Noisette.
You tried this?
I
didn't
did try
you?
this.
You already tried it.
But I'll try some
I mean,
more.
have another one.
I'll have a
It's
bit of
basically
chocky.
melted, and I was having it last night. So this is what it looks like currently.
We tried quite a few different milkers when we were out there. The best one I think was the one with the white chocolate inside.
Yeah.
That was sensational.
So it's not Slovenian, but they sell it in Slav. So I mean, we can get away with it.
Okay.
And then, as you know, like biscuits and treats and bakeries are a big thing in Slav. Hence me.
This
so
girl
we've
loves
got
the bakery.
some piszkoty is what we call it. Piszkote.
Piszkote.
Yeah, it's like biscotti, but with a P.
Okay.
They're also melted.
Muchas gracias. Or vala, as they say in Slovenia.
In Slovenia.
In Slovenia.
We eat biscuits. We eat piszkoty.
Okay.
So, you know.
stale.
We've
Is
been back
this
for
why
5
you
days.
like dry stuff so much? Because these biscuits
It's
are so dry.
stale. But anyway, you get the gist of the biscuit.
Dryness.
You had good biscuits though. Maybe
I
that
did have good biscuits
Okay.
there. This is not one of them.
It's not the best.
No. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, we had a nice experience. The first day we got there was a little bit
Hilarious.
turbulent. Like turbulent.
I think it was absolute jokes. I would say the first day was hilarious because we went for lunch at this little restaurant right near the hotel. We were walking around Lake Bled, like taking in the atmosphere. And my favorite possible thing is when Slovenian people speak to Helena and then she speaks back in Slovenian because their minds explode. Like literally, one guy said to her. So on this actual day, the guy
Can we
said
just
to
give
her,
context? There's not a lot of black people there.
"There's
People
not a
don't
lot of black
know,
people in Slovenia.
like where it is.
There's
so-
like probably like a handful.
Yeah.
Like and if there are black people there, they probably immigrated, right? And they don't speak the language.
I don't know.
There's not really like a lot of people that immigrate there.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Well, I
really?
mean, maybe not that I know of. I don't know. But like, yeah, black people is very foreign.
Few and far between.
Few and far between. That's
Not
it.
like, but one thing I will say is like, you know, sometimes you go to a country where there's not a lot of black people, or people of color in general, people seem to stare a lot. I don't feel like in Slovenia people were really staring.
Oh, really?
No, I don't actually. I didn't really ever feel uncomfortable. I didn't really feel like, oh, like because we were the only black people there, it was like, oh, who are these black people? I didn't really feel like that. Maybe because we were in quite a touristy area, so maybe they see more black people there.
Yeah, for sure.
But it didn't feel uncomfortable.
Okay, because when I've been like with my cousin or like my sister's friends, or like we've been in a group, we definitely get stared at a lot.
But do you think that's because you're a large group? Because there's only 3 of us.
No, I don't think it's because we're in a large group. Because if it's me and my sister, we still get stared at, or like me and my cousin, we still get stared at.
Okay.
But I think it is where it is. Like you said, we're in Bleed. Like people probably see a lot of black people. There was a lot of like Indian people there,
Yeah.
like different like colors and stuff like that. So they probably see a lot of different people. But if you go to like the village, like or like where I'm from, I'm not from the village, but like if you go there and you go to like the supermarket, they're gonna look. But
Okay.
it's not in like a racist way. They're just more so like, this is new.
Okay.
You know,
Fair, yeah.
they're just confused.
So when Helena spoke to said man, the waiter, in Slovenian, he literally said, quite loudly, in fact, "You can't be Slovenian. You're black." And we cried with laughter. Like,
I was like, yeah.
Like it was hilarious.
I mean, I feel like I've had it
Your whole life.
my whole life. So it's now become the norm to me that people are like, but you are black. And I'm like, yes, I'm black. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
And also, I feel like people in Slovenia don't really understand the concept of like mixed race. Like obviously here in London,
yeah.
we have like how many? Like a lot of people have mixed races, so many people. But in Slav, they're still like the whole thing, like, but you're black. It's like, okay, but you're mixed. You can have this parent, that parent, whatever. Like it's not that new news.
Do you feel like that affected you like in your life, like when you went there as a child? Like did people say things when you were young?
Oh yeah, like not bad things, but you definitely realize that like, you know, you
You're
were
different.
like special. And like, so yeah, like
Not the special. Not
like,
the special
my
kids.
dad, who's like dark, would get stared at even more because like, you know, he's black, and people would be like, where have you come from, type of thing. Like, and there's still certain terms that they say that like you wouldn't say over here, but like they just don't know. But I think as a kid it was mainly our hair, because everybody's obviously like, nobody's really seen curly hair, so that was like a whole like thing in itself. It was like, what is his hair? And I think I said to you guys how like we used to get our hair cut there, like the neighbors, and like the curls were just, it was just insane. Like, but my grandma would be so proud. She'd be walking with us down the street and be like,
cute.
like she proper loved being a mixed black grandma. Like not that she was black, but like
But having
black
grandkids.
grandkids.
Yeah.
She was on it.
Really?
I feel like if she was from a different time, she definitely would have been for black.
To be fair though, I would say the same for my grandma. Like even here, like when we were young, my grandma used to be like, why? Like when I used to straighten my hair, my grandma used to like, why do you do this to your beautiful hair? Like, why do you do this? It is beautiful. You need to embrace it. Like my grandma was on it. Like you need to embrace the curls. Like,
and she'd be perming while we'd be
my grandma
straightening
permed as well. Yeah.
So she couldn't understand like why we were straightening
it's
our
always
hair.
you want what you can't have, really.
Yeah,
isn't it?
she'd be banging on about that.
But I think when I was young, it was also a thing of like, especially like in London, I don't know how much in the States, but like now we have like 25 million 100 products. There was no products when I was young. I think my mum used pink moisturizer on my hair when I was little, and she would just blow dry out my hair and put it in plaits. Like there was no like routine for curly hair. And like when I used to wear my curls to school, I used to remember the kids would like be like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I wasn't like, not that I wasn't allowed to have my hair down, but like I had my dad and my grandma, so it was like, who was doing my hair? My dad, who knew nothing, or my like white Slovenian grandma, who also knew nothing. Like there was no YouTube. Like everyone was just guessing. They were like, well, let's put a comb in it, like, and see what happens. So it was just like, let's put some stuff in it and put it in a plait and hope for the best. And then when I got old enough to do my hair, I wouldn't like brush it out.
What do you mean?
Like, so I just put it in a ponytail and just like brush the top, and then just put it in a ponytail, so the middle would literally be like,
matted.
Yeah. And I remember maybe when I like started high school, and then my grandma used to always be like, we need to brush your hair, and I'd be like, no, like I'll do it myself, and then I'd just like brush it, and then inside would be like a matted mess. I just hated to brush it out.
Really? Okay.
And she got used to it by then. She was like,
so no, like once a week I have to sit down, my mum would be doing the parting, combing through, blow drying my hair out. Like when I was young, I had like very long hair, and my mum literally would take care of it every week, like do the brushing out, then plaiting.
Plaiting and plaiting.
I even remember like one time my aunt came and she like single plaited my whole head, and it was
single plait.
like, you know, when you have like small plaits, so like how we have
Braids.
like small braids. Yeah,
Oh,
but
I never had braids.
so single plaits would be like if it was your natural hair, the same version of braids basically.
But like, was it the bigger ones?
No. So like the small ones that
Oh,
we have
right.
as braids, that would be single plaits, like, but all my whole head. But it was
Oh,
my
right,
natural hair, and
okay.
it was like down here, and it was like swinging, and people would come and be like, "Oh, extension," and I was like, "No, this is my actual hair."
But you'd have it blow dried,
So she'd blow dry out and then single plait it.
which we never blow dried.
See, but my mum was black, so she was obviously just doing what black
Yeah.
people did to their hair.
Yeah,
And for
yeah,
you,
yeah.
it was like your grandma was white, so she was just doing what white people do to their hair. There was nobody to really teach us in the
Yeah,
middle.
it
Because
was
even
crazy.
now, if I look at what my mum does to her hair now, my routine is completely different. So
Yeah, the information back then, there was just a lack
there was none.
of.
there was none.
It's crazy.
We was using olive oil, Sheen, and pink moisturizer. Like, what the hell?
There was even a point where my dad was using that like Indian hair oil in our hair.
I used
'cause
that.
I think like he was just sick of like, there was a point where we didn't have any help, so he had to do our hair, and he was just sick of it. He was like, just dash some oil in there, comb it out with like those wide, you know, the four
Yeah,
comb.
yeah, yeah.
The four comb.
That's doing
Where's
nothing.
that going? The freaking four comb. Ridiculous.
Yeah, not good.
But yeah, no, I feel like I had a nice like my summers in Slov were quite fun. Like we used to go and spend like July to September there, get shipped off. God knows what my dad was doing at this time. Living life. for 3
living
months.
life, childless.
No kids.
Best time, man.
And we would do like crazy stuff. Like I just have good memories of just the thing is I felt really comfortable being there. I think because like with my family, and we'd go out and do things and hikes and go to the seaside and whatever. And like, yeah, I never felt, there's pictures. We should put a pic. There's one picture that I should actually show because it's hilarious. It's literally me, and I'm probably like small and skinny with all my cousins, and we're like on some like hike, and you see all these cows in the back. And I'm just like,
the most consistent thing I've seen about your childhood photos is like your hair's always like back, and it's just like the fuzz, like the fuzz on the edges. That is like every photo I've seen of you as a child.
yeah. Because they didn't know what to do.
No, they
3
didn't.
months in Slovenia with what products?
Oh god, yeah.
What was I using then?
The thing is, even now it's difficult. Like if you leave the UK, like what do you buy?
Exactly.
You'd have to just buy like a Garnier or a Tresemme and hope for the best.
I think we used to do that.
Yeah.
And my sister was older as well, so it's probably worse for her because she actually had to look somewhat decent. Like I was a kid, so I just like whatever. She had to look somewhat decent, so
Yeah.
don't know what she was doing.
It was interesting talking to your nanny as well. We met Helena's nanny, her
Oh,
old
yeah,
nanny
one
while
of
we were
them.
there.
One of my nannies.
And she was basically saying like,
That was
she
cute.
was talking about your hair as well, how it was like crazy. She's
8
like,
hours.
how she, yeah, 8
sometimes.
hours to comb out your hair.
I do remember that. Because I used to make them take breaks because I was like, I'm not doing this. Or the only way I would do it is if they would let me get in the bath in a swimsuit. Because I would pretend that I was like at the pool. So I was like, if I can wear my swimsuit, I'm down. And then I'd be like sitting in the bath and I'd get out, get back in. I'd be like playing around.
What the hell?
There's a picture as well. I'll show you that one of like me in my little gold swimsuit and I had a little ruffle and I'm getting my hair done in the bath. Yeah, poor girl. She was probably struggling. 18,
How old was she? 18 at the
She was
time?
18, coming to look after us and like not having a clue. But I think this is why we kept the language going, because other than that, I'm like, I mean, even now, like I struggle a little bit, but then I'm like, how do I remember any of this? Because I don't speak it.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like ingrained in your head, surely.
Yeah, maybe because I used to go there for months and only speak that.
What do you
like,
dream in?
in English? But sometimes there's words that I don't know. I'm like, oh, what is this in English? You know?
No, because they say like some people dream in, like my niece, she says she dreams in Polish.
Always.
Yeah.
I have had Slovenian dreams, but like very rare.
She's like she's even though she lives here, because at home with her dad, she speaks Polish all the time. That's all they speak at home. So when she says when she dreams, she just dreams in Polish, and then a lot of the time she's like, what's the word for that? Like what you say, but like
Yeah.
she'll say it in Polish. She won't know the English word, which is kind of
Yeah.
weird.
No, I'm definitely more English. And then also like we used to go to Croatia all the time. Like that was like we had like a holiday home there. So like that's what people do. Like you see how now we would go like abroad on holiday. Like they would like pack up the car, have all your food in there. So like everything you're gonna cook and like drive
Why
to
couldn't
Croatia.
you just buy the food in Croatia?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. But actually, yeah, I don't know. We used to just, maybe it's cheaper, isn't it?
I don't know.
Because you know, like people go to centre parks, they like bring all their food with them.
Yeah, but like it's not like you were going to someone there was no supermarket. Like there was still a supermarket in Croatia.
No, not really.
What?
It was like how can I explain it? Like I want to say co-op, but they're not really co-op. It's like
Spa.
but like small.
Okay.
That was like supermarket. And then me and my sister used to have to go and get watermelons from like the watermelon farm. Like not from the farm, like we didn't used to have to pick them, but there was like this guy who just used to have like a barn with like a bunch of watermelons. We used to get the watermelon, like carry
just
it
living
home.
off the land.
Yeah. And you know what else I remember, which is so random? There used to be this truck that would come by, and that was like where you'd buy your frozen food. So there was, yeah, I know,
What?
this is giving like 1975, like, yeah. So basically, like in the supermarket, like not in the supermarket,
Is this in Croatia?
In
In Croatia.
in
Okay.
Croatia. So there was no frozen section of the
Right.
supermarket. So this van would come by, and basically it was like a frozen food van, and
Right.
you'd buy your frozen food like directly from this guy in this van.
What?
Yeah, so weird. And it's so
What
funny.
was this legal?
Yeah, it was like a Ocado, like
What?
an Ocado van.
But you just buy it on the go.
Yeah, you just buy it from him. That's
So he pulls up and you're like, 2 fishes and a chicken, please.
But they only used to sell like I remember when, this is so weird because I basically had like 2 different lives. So I remember when like chicken nuggets became a thing in Slov, but like obviously as a kid I used to eat McDonald's and whatever. But then in Slovenia we never had this stuff. So like having like frozen chicken nuggets, I was like, wow. like, and this guy would bring them in this van. I was like, now I can have nuggets here. This is like groundbreaking. I was so happy.
Why were you've been obsessed with food since you came out the womb, I swear to God.
Because I always had to eat like traditional food.
We don't
And,
like you like your traditional food, no?
I do like it, but like in the summer it was a lot of like soup and heavy and a lot of like goulash.
Soup in the heat.
Yeah, you have
Goulash
to
in the heat.
Yeah.
Not the goulash.
Yeah, like you have to have like soup at the beginning of every meal basically. It's like a thing.
I mean, I think it's good for your digestion. You guys have a lot
Yeah.
of digestive-y kind of foods, like sauerkraut and
Yeah.
stuff. The sauerkraut banged, I can't lie.
And the horseradish, I think that's also
I
good
like
for
that.
you.
Yeah.
My nan used to have that in like the Easter time. And different foods for like different times of like
Yeah.
festivals or time of year, whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, so jokes. We also used to like when we used to go down to Croatia for the summer, my cousins were obviously like way older than me, and I was like maybe like 10, 11, and I wanted to like hang out with them and be cool, but obviously I was just like the kid.
Yeah.
And they used to be like drinking, and I'd be like drinking my little like Smirnoff, like, trying to be cool. We used to like sneak in and out the house. Like, no, we actually used to have such a good time. And I
Do you
used to just
think?
try to get
Do you think
involved.
it's good that you like had? Do you like that you had that like connection to that? Would you want your kids to have
Yeah,
it?
because I was outdoors. Like now, I mean, I don't feel like the kids now, like even my nephews, when they grow up, like, are they gonna be, you know, doing the same? I don't think they're gonna be doing the same things. One, because like I don't have the same family set up there as we did, and also with phones now, like your kid's 15 years old, really gonna want to chill with you and play games, like. They're going to be on their phone.
This is why my kid's not having a phone.
Oh, come on.
I'm giving my kid a 3310 Nokia and done. I'm not giving them phones. It's not good for their brain cells.
They're going to have a phone on the sly.
Who's going to buy it for them?
They're probably going to
In-
fight for themselves.
Unless you buy it? No, who's buying it? Because my mom's not buying it. If I find that phone, I'll dash it in the bath.
Like you did with that boiled egg.
Just
Just
like- Like, I will be breaking that thing. No. I want them to like be outside and live off the land. I used to have a great time.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be the same. Like in the next 10 years, 20 years, kids are not going to be outside like that.
Did you see on Instagram, there's a guy, him and his family lived in London, and they like basically kind of didn't like the way like life was here for their kids. So they packed up, they sold everything, they sold their house, they sold all their belongings. They went into the countryside and they bought a farm, and now they basically have this thing called like a communal farm. So it's like 4 or 5 people.
Sounds
They
like a
all have
cult.
their
That literally
they
sounds
all
like
have
a
their
cult.
own houses, but they have like a farm that they share, and then they all kind of share the load. So like
What
they
load?
like looking after the cows, looking after the
not doing that.
chickens and shit. And now their kids just like live outside. They've not got any like
What about
tablets
school?
or stuff. They go to school. I think they're homeschooled. The homeschooling thing is the thing that throws me off though. Imagine having to homeschool your kids. Like obviously,
And that's free work. You're not getting paid for that.
no, they don't get paid. They don't have any money. They don't work. They don't make money. They live off the land.
I'm a pass.
But we saw that in Asheville. Do you remember in Asheville? We went foraging.
Oh yeah, the commune.
On the commune.
I didn't see kids.
That
there,
was
though.
definitely giving cult.
Yeah, it was kind of, the guy was kind of weird.
It was very culty.
Wasn't he like on the shrooms and stuff? He was like,
He was
yeah.
defo on something.
He was on like the natural shrooms.
He was
there.
on the-
He was
yeah.
like picking them out and literally like.
He literally made our lunch. We went on this, so basically for context, we went to Asheville a couple of years ago, and we went on this like I want to call it foraging.
It was foraging.
Thing. And basically the guy, from the beginning to the end, showed us all these things, like picked all these different plants, and at the end, used them to make our lunch. And the lunch actually banged. Can't even lie.
But I actually think that is a good thing. Like, my grandma used to do that.
What,
she used
forage?
to pick, like mushrooms. Like, remember I told you she healed me with that asthma tea? No, like, you're laughing, but it's actually a thing.
When you say she healed you with the asthma, you're saying you had asthma, she gave you the tea.
Yeah,
now you
so
don't
I
have
used
it
to have
anymore.
asthma really bad as a kid, to the point where I'd be in hospital for like a week. Like, I used to have really bad problems. And basically there was this like leaf or whatever that she used to pick. She knew all this, like, she wasn't really like into all those herbs and stuff, but she just knew certain things, I think, like from whatever was around her, basically.
Okay, yeah.
So, and she went hiking quite a lot and stuff like that, so she just knew this plant. She was like, this basically will like cure asthma. And I hated it. It was disgusting. It was so disgusting. Like, I hated drinking it. She was like, she used to make me like maybe like this much in a cup like every day, but like, you need to have this every day. And they forced me to drink it.
And it healed
it.
you?
Well, I haven't had asthma in the last like 20 years.
Since that's how long were you having it for?
A long time. I had it for like, I literally had it really bad.
No, the medication. How long were you having the medication for?
Probably a couple years at least.
So you had it for a couple of years and then you were good.
Never had asthma again.
This is where you get your witchy stuff from.
Well, not really. She wasn't really witchy like that, but like, I mean, I definitely believe that herbs like heal
Yeah, I
you.
definitely think you can do like natural healing.
Yeah.
I saw also, you know, I don't know if you've seen her. There's that woman on like she's all over socials, kind of an older white lady, and she has like a chalkboard, and she's always like, if you add the rosemary to a cup of coconut, and blah. Apparently she got arrested.
I heard that she's crazy.
I heard she got arrested because they're saying that she's like giving junk medication and all this stuff, but then other people are like, it's a conspiracy because she like knows the truth about healing yourself.
So
Dr. that's
Sebi.
Yeah, she's like a Dr. Sebi vibe. So they were like, oh, we have to arrest her because she's like trying to cure people, and we don't want them to like get on this kind of real health stuff, because then they won't need medicine. They definitely don't. I definitely don't think that's a conspiracy. I don't know if what she's saying is 100% legit, but I definitely think that the peoples are here to silence the truth
and have us buying drugs rather than getting
100%.
It from the earth. They don't
100%.
want us to get it from the earth.
They don't want you to, but even if you they don't even want to sell you the drugs that will heal you, because they sell you the drugs that will heal you, there's nothing else to sell because you're healed.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, that's a whole different story for another day, guys. Conspiracies 101.
Yeah, maybe we could like do some conspiracy busting. About Slav, what did you enjoy about the, you know, the views and the...
So definitely the views. Like I like the fact that like everywhere you walk is very green. This is, I feel like I sound so old.
The weather
like,
wasn't great.
The weather wasn't great, but however, like on the days the weather was good, it was really nice. Everything's very green. It's like, it's really nice to just go outside, walk. This is why I'm an old lady, because I like to go outside and walk now.
The
so
air's
like
pure.
The air feels good. We're even in there, forest air, you know, good times. I think though, it needs to liven up a little bit, you know. It felt like a bit like somewhere for the oldies a little.
I think where we were as well wasn't for the young people, but like in Ljubljana usually. But then we went and they were saying like, oh, it's a Thursday, there's not a lot of people here.
That's
I think
true.
Apparently the youngies are like getting a little bit bored with their own country because
Interesting.
but also haven't you seen this thing now where like people aren't clubbing anymore?
Yeah, 100%.
And all the clubs, they're saying like there's an epidemic.
I think it's like 70% of the UK clubs have closed down.
Yeah.
London clubs, I think, actually.
Yeah, like nobody wants to go hide no more. No. You're like, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, shit.
No, I mean, if someone said to me, do you want to go to the club tonight and get lit, I'd say that's the worst possible thing ever.
Yeah. But
However,
it's an epidemic because in our 20s we did it. So really and truly the 20s below us should be doing it. 20s should be doing it. 20s.
Yeah, and they're not doing it. They're going to pottery classes, apparently.
Yeah, they do.
There's like a rise in pottery classes, which I think is kind of sad. I can't
is.
even lie, because I feel like they're never... I'm not saying like you need to have an experience in life of being like white girl wasted, but like you need to get white girl wasted.
Yeah.
Like that was a good time in
I had
life.
some fun.
Some great times.
Yeah.
Dangerous times. Stupidity roamed, but good times. I wouldn't take them back.
But the thing is, you're saying lively, but then if there was a club popping right next to our hotel, you wouldn't go to it. So
more like I like to go to like a nice bar, which we did do in Ljubljana.
Yeah.
Like we went to a nice bar that had like unique cocktails. Like I'm all for like going to a nice bar, hearing some nice music, chitty chatting. You know, I don't need to be Pondy dance floor no more.
Yeah.
You know,
I think in Blid there's not. Yeah, like Blid
Not in
there's
Blid.
not really that. No, it's definitely more chilled and like I go to bed at 8 o'clock.
but Ljubljana did seem quite nice. Like the day we went there, like it seemed like more like a metropolitan city kind of vibe. You know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll retire there.
I definitely feel like it's a retirement place for sure. I'd retire there. Gorgeous. Go out on the lake.
See you there.
Go for my walks. Get a bestie house.
Oh, get a commune, a farm.
Yeah.
That would be cute.
I'm sure my boyfriend can rear the cows if he's
Might
still
be
around
gone
back
by
then.
then.
Yeah, so I was saying if he's still here, you never know. I could be married, divorced.
Kick the bucket by then.
I could have kicked the bucket. He could have kicked the bucket. Who knows?
Yeah.
You'd have your man's.
He might have kicked the bucket by then.
So the man's have kicked the
I'll
bucket.
be getting a
and
Slav,
we're just in
Slav
Slav.
man who can chop the wood.
Do you think that when you're old, you'd get like a new young man's?
I mean, lately, I'm not gonna lie, I've got this whole thing where like I'm like, I kind of want to have like 3 marriages.
My grandma got married 3 times.
Not at the same time, but
No,
like,
she didn't get married. So
because
she had her
one
first
marriage is kinda
husband.
dry.
She had her first husband, which was my dad's like dad, and they got married like really young. I think she had like 19. I think that she was when they got married.
Missed that boat then,
He
haven't
was
I?
older. He was like 10 years older. He went off to war. She stayed at home with the kids. Then after the at the end of the war, he had an affair. Got with my auntie. Well, we call her Auntie Sheila, but she's technically my other grandma, isn't she? Got with her. They got and they left my grandma. She got remarried. Then my grandma remarried John. Now John,
I've heard about him.
the love of her life, the
Yeah.
Frenchman who she really loved. We used to summer in France at his house. It was so nice. He had this massive house in France, all this like land. There's all these pictures of me like on the big like lawnmower, like a trucky thing. Like when my cousins used to come, we used to play badminton. It was great times. Then Jean died.
Oh,
unfortunately, he died fairly young, like I think like 60. And then now she's with Anthony.
Oh God, she moved on again.
And she went through her Great Depression. She says she turned vegan. Yeah, she like had this whole time in her life where she was like mourning the loss of the love of her life, and then she went on a cruise with old people and met Anthony.
All these love a cruise.
All these love a cruise.
This is what I mean. I think I'd have like one for love, one for the cash, and one for like companionship when I'm like 60.
So she did one for love, one for children, one for companionship.
Love and children is the same one for me.
No, she didn't do that.
No?
She
Or
did,
maybe the cash one.
there's
Should
the
be
middle one
children
because John was the love. So
Oh.
Fred was the children.
So wait, the last one was like the love of her life.
No, the middle one was the love of her life.
When did she meet him?
When she probably around like early 40s.
Oh wow.
Yeah. 40s, 50s. And then he died around 60ish. She's now going to be 90.
I mean, there's hope.
So there's hope. 3 marriages.
And then you get to have 3 weddings. Like that's a dream.
Her last wedding was a bit bit dry.
I'd have like a different theme for each
Of
one.
course you would.
I'm like, right, what are we doing now?
What do we got for
Or
this
like,
one?
what's her name from Gossip Girl? The mum. She also has been married like 3 or 4 times, and like always. Well, actually, no. Most of the time, it's been for money, and then she married for love. She had all these fab weddings.
I mean, I think just one wedding's enough.
I'd be like Positano, New York.
Positano. Did you see the
Bali.
girl from the Pretty Little Thing guy got married? That wedding,
It was insane.
ridiculous.
I'm sorry. If I had however much money, I wouldn't spend 20 million on a wedding. There's so much more.
He's a
things.
billionaire, hun.
Okay, but 20
million is a speck in the dust for him.
No.
It's a tax. That's a tax write-off. That right there.
I don't think a wedding can be a tax write-off.
Yes, it can if you create content from it. Anyway, let's not get the tax secrets out. But I'm sure, I guarantee that was a tax write-off. Right
I
there.
just wouldn't spend that type of money on a wedding.
Maybe let's see what you think when you're a billionaire.
I'd rather have like 20 million pounds worth of like bags.
She probably does. He
Wait.
bought her a horse for her birthday, hun.
Did you know, this is also random side note, Chris Brown has a house next to his house, which is his closet. Did you know that?
That's ridiculous.
That's kind of sick.
A house for your clothes.
I should buy the flat next to mine to put all my crap in it. Like, that is actually kind of perfect.
It is, but like, again, rich people things.
Yeah. I mean, if I'd spend my 20 million on that.
I think 5 mil on a wedding is more reasonable.
I wouldn't be having that many people where I'd need to spend.
I don't
that
think they
much
even had that
money.
much people.
Yeah, no.
They didn't, but they had like Mariah Carey.
Oh yeah,
They had all these
They had a lot
famous
of
people singing.
Loads of famous people.
But they came to sing.
No, they had Naomi Campbell was there.
She was
like
a
friends
guest.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Mariah Carey was there to sing. There was
Yeah,
another
yeah.
big name there to
Jay
sing.
Sean was there.
Jay
Sean was singing.
A mate. Jay Sean.
Oh, no. I can't take no more of this.
But of all the people you're picking for your wedding, you're picking Jay Sean.
I'm not going to lie. It's kind of vibe. I'd get Craig David down.
Oh, rather Craig David, 100%.
I'm like,
Craig David would be a vibe. Oh, yeah, that'll be a good one. Yeah, I think 5 is good.
or a wedding in Slov.
I wouldn't say no to a wedding in Slov now.
On the
boat.
On the boat.
On the rowboat. But I think my ideal location for a wedding is probably Greece or Morocco, I think.
Interesting.
Greece, because it's always got beautiful views. All the weddings I've been to in Greece have been stunning, and like on the whole, Greek food is good, and most people can get married in Greece for under 15 grand.
I wouldn't choose any of those.
What would you choose?
Italy.
Italy's so expensive.
Well, someone's got to pay for it.
My friend got married in Italy.
I know,
Yeah,
it is.
3-day wedding. Guess the price.
I was probably like
6
figures.
3-day wedding in Tuscany. No, not 6 figures. But 3-day wedding. Wait. 3-day wedding in Tuscany. But you have 70 people. Guess the price. Because remember,
Like 70k.
Yeah, bang on. 70k.
The thing is, my sister, where she done her wedding was actually really nice. Like it was on the sea, like, and she came on a boat, and like that wasn't that expensive.
This is the thing. I feel like you can go to other places and get the quality of those kinds of weddings. And that's why I said like Greece or Morocco, you can get a really beautiful, or Portugal, high quality wedding. Some of the weddings I've seen in Portugal is stunning, but it's literally like a fraction of the price. Like fraction. 70 grand. That's a house deposit.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
That's too much. I think my max is like, I'm not gonna say my max.
It's worth it if someone's rich and that person's paying for it, like your parent, their parent, him, whatever. But if that's coming out of my pocket, it's gonna be a no from me.
70 grand?
It's gonna be a
No,
no.
it's too much. I think
Could go on holiday for like 3 months.
You could holiday for 2 years, hon. 3 months on 70 grand.
I was like, business class, like 5 grand. Times up my
even
tube, that's
if
10.
you said, okay, cool, I'm gonna go to
Maldives.
Asia. I got 70 grand.
No, Maldives.
You could fly into Asia, because Maldives is in Asia. You could fly there for let's just say you do the minimum 10 grand, 2 business class flights. Cool, that's your return. Yeah, you've still got 60 grand to spend. 60 grand. You can be there for a year and still go
6 senses.
You don't need 6 cents every day. You can get a perfectly good villa in Bali.
And no, I'm not going back to Bali. I'll be in somewhere else.
If I was gonna do like a long 70 grand honeymoon, I would do like the whole of like Asia, and then you can do that for 70, and you can do it in luxury.
Would you do an elopement like a Vegas?
I don't know about a Vegas, but I wouldn't. I'd do like an Italy elopement.
I'd definitely elope and do a photo shoot.
I think you're like definitely the elope type.
Come back and be like,
one of my friends, she got engaged. She was like, she's very like. She's very didn't really think like marriage was a thing for her. Like she's just not that kind of person. She doesn't really care about getting married. Like, but she's been with her boyfriend for like I think 5 or 6 years. They went to LA and Vegas for a holiday. They got engaged and did their wedding photos at In-N-Out.
oh, I love that.
Yeah. And she
Yeah.
had like long red nails,
I
like
saw somebody else do
veil.
this.
Like it looked really cute.
Yeah, I'd like to do something like that.
I like that.
Or I feel like I've seen a lot of people do like the New York ones, so the New York photo shoots are like City Hall. I feel like that's just
Oh,
my
I love that.
persona.
But obviously
eating
you have to
pizza,
do
in my
like
dress.
I think it's the same in the States. You have to do like actually I don't know about this in the States, but here you have to do like City Hall first.
You don't have to do it first because my sister did it the other way. So technically, her marriage wasn't like real, where she got
Well,
married.
yeah, but I mean, for
and
it to be
then-
official, you have to do your City Hall day.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're gonna
But
do
you don't have
that,
to do a ceremony. You can just roll up there, sign the papers, and cut.
yeah. But obviously, I just think it's really nice to like do like the photos and like have the like whole like City Hall vibe stuff as well. I'd do both. It's cheap.
Some city halls aren't cute.
You can pick your City Hall.
No, it has to be in your borough.
Nope, it doesn't.
It does because her whole thing was because she had to go to her one because of her council tax, and basically she almost got caught. Well, like she almost got caught. She almost got caught of something that she was doing because her property isn't registered in that same borough.
That's because she owns a house. If you don't own a house, then you're fine.
Oh yeah, true.
Because my friend did it in Shoreditch,
Yeah,
and
they
she
can't
doesn't live
find
in
you then.
Shoreditch. So it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. But yeah, the marriage abroad. I'd definitely get married in Slov. Maybe it's an option on the list.
I feel like, but it doesn't mean anything to you. So
No,
you'd
but
be
I
like-
think it's more for you.
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
don't know if I would though.
You don't know if you would.
Only because my sister done it, so I don't want to be a copycat.
I got married in Italy.
Yeah.
So Kim got married in Italy.
Andre Bocelli at my wedding.
Like, come on, it's not that deep.
It's not, no.
Especially if you had a whole different like wedding location.
Well, she wanted, I know, but my sister said it for years and years, that she wanted to get married in a specific church, like close to the area that she got married.
Yeah.
And I don't know why she didn't actually. I don't know if it was not available or expensive or whatever it was. It was like on top of this hill. And she'd always mentioned that she wanted to get married there. So maybe I get married there.
that one's kind of crazy.
No, I'd like to do it. I don't know. Let's see.
But yeah, I mean, I don't see why you couldn't get married in Slov too.
Yeah.
But then again, you might marry like, I don't know, someone from New York, and they might want to get married in New York,
Yeah,
and you love New York, so then you might be like, okay,
Yeah.
I can see that for you. Yeah.
Okay. Again. Oh, no. That wasn't good. That wasn't good last time.
Not good. Not good.
So we're going to go back to Slav, I think.
I think we need to go back and like do it
Wait,
properly.
we didn't even talk about any good food that you ate.
My favorite thing was the sausage.
The kranska klobasa.
The crans.
And the pire krompir.
I can't
You
say
like that
anything in
too?
this language. The what?
The pire krompir.
What's this?
The potatoes that was with it.
I liked the potatoes. I liked the sauerkraut, but that's not really like a Slav thing.
And the
but
goulash. But
the goulash, I'm like on the fence with.
they served it with the wrong thing. It wasn't
I think I
my
need to try the
favourite
goulash again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to like travel around.
I want to go back and like travel around. I want to go to like the mountains. That hotel your nanny
The
said
new
was so
hotels.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, because the old hotels are not giving.
I think that's one of the things about Slovenia is that I don't know if it's like true about the whole, but like from the pictures I saw is that a lot of the hotels are quite old. And I think, is that because they cater to like such an old crowd?
It's just because like the tourist thing there is only just picking up. Like,
Okay.
think about it. Like 10 years ago, there wasn't a lot of flights there. A lot of
Bro.
people never used to go there.
Until I met you, I didn't even know Slovenia was a country.
Yeah, I literally got my story today. I'm like, do you know where this is? And it's like 70% yes, 30% like, where the hell is that?
Yeah, I never heard
A
of
lot
it.
of people are like, Slovakia? I'm like, no.
For reference, it's like super similar to like, I think from what I know, Switzerland and Germany. Like it has a very similar like vibe.
Not Germany.
Germany in the mountains.
I think more Austria.
Or like, I don't know, I've not been to Austria. Or like the Dolomites, for instance. Like it has a kind
Yeah.
of similar vibe, like the way the houses are built and everything. It looks super similar.
Yeah, I think the cities look a little bit different though.
Yeah, I can't.
And like the beach seasides look a little
yeah,
bit
what's the
different
beach
too.
like?
It kind of depends where you go, to be honest. There's not a big coastline, but you can obviously you can drive to Croatia in like less than 2 hours.
Is it similar to like Croatian coast?
It's like all different. Like there's like sand beach, there's like rock beach.
Okay.
Like it kind of depends.
Okay.
But like I think like most people, like you know how in Italy in the summer everybody closes up and goes to like different parts of Italy. It's the same there where everybody will close up and go to like Croatia essentially to
Okay.
like have their summer holidays. And the beaches there are nicer and sandy and whatever.
Okay, cool.
So we will go back for part 2 in Slav and do an actual road
part
trip.
2 Slav.
Yeah.
Slovenia.
Slovenia.
We had a tour guide who just kept saying Slovenia. Slovenia.
She was awful.
She was a lot. I can't lie.
Yeah, and also you can't go there and do the touristy stuff. Like I just think there's so much more to see.
I think like the touristy stuff that's advertised, just wasn't in particular like catering to like our age group, unfortunately. But there was stuff that sadly like wasn't open yet that I think we would have had like a better time, like the wine train. Like they have this like wine train and stuff. Like Croatia
There's
has
a lot of good wine tasting there.
Slovenia has very good wine.
Oh
like,
yeah,
the
mushkat.
The mushkat was
The sladki
so
mushkat.
good. Like I loved the mushkat. I was like, this is for me.
I was gonna bring some, but I couldn't find any.
Oh,
I
that would have
know.
been so
Or
good.
the schnapps, I was gonna bring some, but I also
What is it with the schnapps
I
over
just
there?
like to have a schnapps at the end of a meal.
So you have it at the end of every meal?
Well, yeah, basically, at the end of, if you go out to a restaurant, they usually give you schnapps. It's like limoncello.
Oh, I
type
hate
of thing,
limoncello.
but not limoncello. It's like different flavors. But
Well, it's like just like peach schnapps.
all different flavors.
Okay.
A lot of it's like peach, or it can be I don't know how to say in English, borovnica.
Borovnica. Don't know.
Like a blackberry, I think it is.
Okay.
So like all different ones, but schnapps is a big
I felt
deal.
like I spent my whole time in Slovenia feeling like Joey in that episode where he tries to learn French, because I was just like,
Don't tell us more.
"Tout tell us more."
Yeah.
Ah, blee, blee, blah, blah, blah. Like I didn't have a clue, and like sometimes you guys would say something, I'd be like, "What?" Like it's a very complicated sounding language.
Yeah, it's
I
very,
can't lie.
it's very funny.
Yeah. We'll bring you back when we go to Slav again, guys.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it on the go.
I think we should do it again. Oh, on the we could do like an in the car pod episode. That'd be sick.
And eating some food.
Yeah, we need to like proper bring the food, because this I feel like this wasn't a true representation of like
no, it was
the
very
food.
whack.
But next time, the food.
The food.
But thank you for listening to this episode of The Sweet Life, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.